Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to afternoon and evening services, Mincha and Mariv at Sinai Temple for Chol Hamoed Pesach. The Siddur can be found in the chat. The link can be found in the chat on YouTube. I will also share my screen this afternoon, as our good friend Jay Harwood also mentioned this morning. It is dedicated to Mr. Nick Mermel, Zichrono Livracha, blessed memory, the longtime ritual director and just really wonderful friend of so many at Sinai Temple. May his memory truly be for a blessing. Amen. We begin our afternoon service, our Mincha service for Chol Hamoed Pesach. You can follow along on the screen or click the link in the chat. Ashrei Yoshevei Techa Odi Halalu Chasela Shem Shachalo Shem Hayohav Tehila LeDavid Aroim Cholem Melech V'Yimul Kavod Malchut Chayom Meiru Hela Beir Lili Einei Chol Lecha Yistaveru V'Yatam Hulam V'Yito Hotech Yikadecha Tehila Thnai Daver Pi V'Varech V'Shash V'Kol Shalei Olam Boed V'Anachu Nevarech Yah Me'atavi Adolam Hallelujah. We rise, middle of the page. Yid Kadal V'Yid Kadasha Me'Rabba V'Yamad Yivarach Yerute V'Yamlich Machute B'Chayichon V'Yamechon V'Chayid L'Chol Beit Yisrael Ma'agalau V'Zman Kariv Yimeru Apein Yehesh Me'Rabba Mavorach Le'Olam U'Me'ol Maya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yipoar V'Yitramam V'Yitnaseh Yitadar V'Yitalev Yithalal Shemei V'Kidusha V'Yichu V'Yelam Mincha Berchata V'Shirata Tushbachata V'Nechemata Da'amira V'Yalma V'Yimeru Amen. We continue with Amidah out loud, found on the screen in front of you. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu V'Elohei Avotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Komel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chasei Avot Mevi Goel Livnei B'neihem Lema'an Shemo B'Ahava Melech Chozer Ufoked Moshiach Magen Baruch Ata Adonai Magen Avraham Ufoked Sarah Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye Metim Atara Lehoshia Morid Hadal Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye Metim Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim Matir Asurim U'Makayim U'Natoli Shenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot U'Midol Melach Melech Meitam Achayom Atzmiach Yeshua Nemat Halachayot Meitim Baruch Atah Adonai Mechaye HaMeitim the Kedusha Nekadesh Shemcha Ba'olam Keshem Shemagdishimot HaBishamei Marom Hagatu Vayad Neviacha V'Karazer El Zev Ve'amar Kadosh 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 Adonai Tzevaot Meloch Ha'aretz Kevodo Liumatam Baruch Yomeru Baruch Kavod Adonai Mimkomo V'divrei Kodshecha Katuv Lemor Yimloch Adonai Le'olam Elohai Xion Ledor Vador Hallelujah Ledor Vador Nagigal Lecha L'netzach Netzachim Kedushatecha Nagdish V'shivacha Elohein Mipinu Lo Yamush Le'olam V'oed Ki HaMelech Gadol V'Kadosh Ata Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. We continue quietly as I scroll through the pages in the Hebrew. We will add the special selections for the Chol Hamoed Pesach, the intermediate days of the holiday of Passover. The Kabo Shofar Lokers and Kamas Kalo Piltin Considia Art Republic of Israel. She actually flourished and some Lachel Stanley don't have Lachamis and Shopper Katal and Hasa Kamishot. Long and God's with the pleasure of that team of Hasid and Legal Kabek Israel. Outlet of Ferraga Jacqueline Macha but the Shamia Kabaraki Fashion Bardi Bar it's enough that I'm here to see it from the say Adonai was real television. Who the hell has no name? I'll read the English in the middle of the page. Our God and God of our ancestors, show us your care and concern. Remember our ancestors. Recall your anointed, descended from David. Your servant, protect Jerusalem, your holy city, and exalt all your people, Israel, with life and well-being, contentment and peace. On this festival of Matzot, grant us life and blessing and remember us for good. Recall your promise of mercy and redemption. Be merciful to us and save us. For we place our hope in you, loving and merciful God. Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Mechal Chodesh Tziyun Kantam Mechal Tov V'Nechal V'Nechal Adonai Avarech Et Amo Yisrael V'Shalom Elohai Nitzar L'Shinef. If you have not concluded Amidah, please continue at your own pace. We continue with the Kaddish Shalem. Yitkadav Yikadash Shemei Rabbah V'Yamad Divrach Yiruteh V'Yamlich Malchuteh B'Chayechon V'Yamichon B'Chay L'Chol Beit Yisrael Magalav V'Zman Kari V'Yimaru Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Olamei Omaya Yiparach Yishtabach Yipar V'Travid Naseh Yitadar V'Talev V'Talal Shemei D'Kudesha Barichu Titka Le'elam Yikabrachat V'Shurat V'Shon Tachamat V'Yimaru Amen Tikabal Tzilot Hamut Hondachol Yisrael Gadam V'Hon Yivishmaya V'Yimaru Amen. Yehi Shalom Rabba Min Shamaya V'Chayim Aleinu Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimaru. Amen. Osei Shalom Bimrom Av Yasei Shalom Aleinu Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimaru. Amen. The Aleinu. Aleinu L'Shabeach Ladon Hakol. Latet Gedula L'Yotzer Bereshit. Shelo Asanu Gegoyei Ha'aratzot Ve'lo Samanu K'mishbechot Ha'adama. Shelo Sam Chalkeinu Kahem. V'gohora leinu kechol hamonam Yanachnu korim Umishtachavim umodim Lifnei melech Malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Al kein nekame lechana lira mehera. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. This afternoon, which concludes the 19th day of the Hebrew month of Nisan, we recall those yortzites who are observed. Elon Biederman, Moist Boatball, Erna Levy. Clara Mitnick, Barbara Rubin, Richard Sand. Esther Sherman, Alan Tillum, Joseph J. Wigdor. Are there any other yortzites to be observed for the 19th day of Nisan? Please put them in the YouTube chat, and then we'll read them, as well as recalling once again the memory of Nick Mermel. Those in mourning, please remain standing for the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal, v'yitkadash, shemei rabbah. V'alma divarach yirutei, v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon, uv'yomechon, v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. V'agala uv'izman kari v'yimaru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam ulomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpoar v'yitromam v'yitnatzeh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'yimaru. Amen. Yehesh shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Amen. We rise or remain standing for our evening service, found on the screen before you, the evening service, the Baruch Hu. Adonai Hoshia Melech Yaneinu V'Yom Kareinu Baruch Hu Et Adonai HaMorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai. You may be seated. El Chai V'Kayam Taminu Chaleinu Le'olam V'Ed Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'amarim Aravim Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael. Yem Chayin V'Chamin Le'olam Yavat Achat Esrimen Le'olamim Baruch Ata Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol miyodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibartavam ve'shivtecha beveitecha v'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha v'kumecha u'kshartam liot al yadecha V'hayulatot tafod b'neinecha, v'uchtavtam al mezuzot u'v'hisharecha. We continue quietly through the bottom of the next page. Something Ra'el Alavach Menashe Charter. Leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim l'Elohechem ahani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet Adonai Elohechem emet. Middle of the page. Adim mispar tzanashim l'Elohechem Yam Seprafim Refzaim Lishmo. Umachloto Rasan Kiblu Aleihem Moshe V'nei Yisrael Achanu Shira B'simacharab Aviam Ruchulam Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai Micha Mocha Nedar Ba'kodesh Nora Tehilot Osei Fele Malchut Acharo Vanecha Bo Kielifnei Moshe Ze'eli Anu V'yamru Adonai Imloch Le'olam Va'ed V'nemar kifar Adonai et Yaakov v'yalo mi'an chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. The prayer for peace, the Hashkivenu prayer. Tonight we'll read that prayer in English, beautiful prayer, as we go into the evening. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Praised are you, Adonai, eternal guardian of your people Israel. Adonai, Shomer Amo Yisrael, La'ad, Baruch Adonai, Amen v'Amen. Baruch Adonai Bayom, Baruch Adonai Balayla, Baruch Adonai B'Shamcheinu. Adonai Melech, Adonai Malach, Adonai Imach, Le'olam Va'ed, Ki HaMalchut Shechayu Olam Timlach B'Chavod, Ki Eman HaMelech Hayat Baruch Atah Adonai, HaMelech B'Chodot, Tamim Loch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed, Ve'al Kol Ma'asahav. We rise the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkadav Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Ve'almad Yivarach Yiruteh, Ve'amlich Malchuteh, B'Chayechon Et Yomechon V'Chai L'Choveit Yisrael, V'Agala V'Zman Kariv Yimeru Amen. Yeheshmei Rabba Mavorach Le'olam Me'omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'krav v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudeshav b'richu. V'yelam minko brachata v'shirata t'ufachata v'nechamata da'amiram b'yalma v'imeru amen. We remain standing for the silent Amidah in Hebrew or English or private thought. We once again include the special selections for the intermediate days of Passover, which I will read in English. Atachon nim ladam da'at. Arufta b'shiv aslach amicha. Ki Melech Rofei Neman Rach Baruch Atah Adonai Rofei Chol Amo Yisrael Baruch Aleinu Adonai Le'Havot V'tei Adonai Livracha V'tei Baracha Chamimson. Our God and God of our ancestors, show us your care and concern. Remember our ancestors. Recall your anointed descended from David. Your servant, protect Jerusalem, your holy city, and exalt all your people Israel with life and well-being, contentment and peace on this Chag HaMatzot. Grant us life and blessing, and remember us for good. Recall your promise of mercy and redemption. Be merciful to us and save us, for we place our hope in you, loving and merciful God. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Chal Kodesh Tzesim Katim Le'olam. Baruch Atah Adonai Baruch Adonai Yisrael V'Shalom. May it be your will, Adonai, our God, to surround us with love and harmony, peace and friendship. May our horizons be filled with hope and the anticipation of eternal blessing. And let us say, Amen. We continue forward with Kaddish Shalem. Yitkadal v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah, Yalmad yivarach Yeruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon, v'mechon v'chay l'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imaru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'shalach v'varach v'yinaseh, Yitadar v'talevi talal shemeda kudesha barichu le'elam karachata v'shirata v'shukata v'nechamata l'miram yamavi maru. Amen. Tikabal Sultan Sultan B'chol Yisrael Gadol Dishmaya V'Imaru. Amen. Yehei Shalom Arav Min Shemaya V'Chaim Aleinu B'Chol Yisrael V'Imaru. Amen. Osei Shalom B'Mromav Hu Yasei Shalom Aleinu V'Chol Yisrael V'Imaru. Amen. Before we have our Aleinu, give me one moment here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to share the screen. There we go. Before we have the Aleinu, we have the counting of the Omer, which are the 49 days that we count from the first night of Passover until the holiday of Shavuot. We say in the middle of the page, I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer as is ordained in the Torah. We shall count from the eve of the second day of Pesach, when an Omer of grain is to be brought as an offering 7 complete weeks. The day after the 7th week of your counting will make 50 days. Last night was the 4th night. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher tishanu mitzvah v'tzivanu al sefirata omer, hayom chamisha yamim la'omer. We turn back to the chanting of the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu gegoyei ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo tzam chelkeinu kahem, V'gohora leinu kechol hamonam, ve'anachnu chorim u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Yamavod shechahim avod kaketu b'toratecha, Adonai imloch le'olam v'aved, v'nemar v'haya Adonai Lamelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. This evening, beginning the 20th day of the Hebrew month of Nisan, we recall those yortzites who will be observed. Talat Hakimianpur, Nicole S. Harris, Martin J. Licker, Sue Platt, Ruth Resnick, Eleanor Ross, Howard Saget, Dolly Siegel, Stanley Slivkin, Alida Wireltz Dolderman, Arthur Weiss, Lillian Winston, Lawrence Ziegler. We also recall the yortzites of Elior Karnin ben Sarah, Claudimir ben Mercedes. We ask those in mourning or observing a yortzite to please rise for the words of the mourner's Kaddish, which will be found on the screen in front of you. The words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divarach hirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kari v'maru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivorach le'olam u'lomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpawar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar, Yitalev, Yithalal, Shemei, the Kudusha, Barichu. La'ela, Minkol, Birchata, Vishirata. Tushbachata, Venechemata, Da'amiran, Be'alma, Vimaru, Amen. Yehei Shlama, Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chaim, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Vimaru, Amen. Osei Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'asei Shalom. Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Vimaru, Amen. May God, who brings peace unto heaven, bring peace unto all those who mourn. And let us all say, Amen. That will conclude our afternoon and evening service. Tomorrow, services are at 7:30 a.m. We continue virtually just through tomorrow and the weekend. On Monday morning, we will be back live with Minyan in the Sinai Temple Sanctuary. Next week, we have our in-person services, Shabbat morning, April 10th. An email went out today for members of Sinai Temple. If you are a member of Sinai Temple, you are invited to register for Shabbat services next Saturday, April 10th. We wish everybody a Moadim L'Simcha, a joyous end of the Passover holiday, and we wish